The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Now, as Jesus and his disciples went on their way, he entered a certain village where a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. She had a sister named Mary, who sat at the Lord's feet and listened to what he was saying. But Martha was distracted by her many tasks. So she came to Jesus and asked, "Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to do all the work by myself? Tell her then to help me." But the Lord answered her, "Martha, Martha, you are worried and distracted by many things. There is need of only one thing. Mary has chosen the better part, which will not be taken away from her." The Gospel of the Lord. It's good to be with you. The words that come to me, if you had to give this a title, would be Balancing Our Priorities. Today's first reading is a hospitality story from the book of Genesis. We heard how Abraham culturally and instinctively extends the virtue of hospitality. The story tells how three strangers just appeared outside the tent, and later we find that it was Yahweh and two heavenly companions, finishing with Yahweh rewarding the hospitality by promising Abraham that his elderly wife would bear him a son. So this first story sets the stage for today's gospel of Mary and Martha, who welcomed Jesus into their home. Immediately, we see that there's a contrast between Martha and Mary and recognize their individual uniqueness. At first blush, we might say to ourselves, "Poor Martha. She's doing all the work while her sister sits there lazing about." Martha would be seen as the practical one, the one that gets all the jobs done. It may be seen that Jesus was maybe a little bit unfair with his comments, almost like we'd call it today a put down, putting her down for that. Quite often in the gospel, the message is deeds. We put an emphasis on deeds in a lot of our readings. After all, Jesus himself said that deeds are important and went so far as to confirm that those who serve were the greatest in the kingdom. Why, just last weekend we heard Father Mark preaching about the ageless parable of the prodigal son. And it was about deeds, action, and I think was the word he used several times. So is this a mixed message? Not really. It's not either or, but both and. Either or, both and. Without a doubt, you know, you've come to appreciate that Jesus himself, he appreciated Martha and everything that she was doing. So why did he say, "Martha, Martha, you worry and fret about so many things, yet only one thing is essential"? Why did he say that? I think he said it because he was concerned for her. It wasn't meant as a put down, but more of a, hey, Martha, slow down, calm down, it's all good. I don't need all the fuss. I'm good with it. I don't need it. Because Jesus recognized that she was out of balance, scurrying about. You can just picture her, right? Little running around that kitchen and stuff, doing stuff. Jesus was wanting her to understand that this was a moment of intimacy. And she was going to miss it. She was going to miss that intimate moment because she was busy. Allow me to share a life lesson that hopefully puts things in perspective. I was given this lesson by one of my favorite teachers, my wife. Doris taught me the art of preparation and listening. It began when I was teasing her, as I often do, teasing her about getting ready 3 and 4 days early for a little barbecue party that we're going to have with our friends. I'm like, what are you doing? Why don't we get ready last week? Patiently, she explained to me, Frank, first of all, you have to plan the menu. Do you know what we're even having? No. You got to plan the menu. And then I have to check and see, do we have everything that we need for the party? More details followed. Like the day before getting together, she would be cleaning the salad, brushing the baked potatoes, and so on. As a matter of fact, she goes so far as to set the table the night before. The point being, she wanted to be present to our friends, able to listen to what's going on in their lives, what's happening. She wanted to be involved in meaningful conversation. She didn't want to be going busy running around the kitchen like what's the expression we use there? Like a chicken with their head cut off. Yeah. She's a smart cook, So going a little deeper, we don't need to look any further than our own lives when it comes to balancing our priorities. The first question is, what is essential? What brings joy to your life? If you could answer it right now, what brings joy to your life? You know what it is. Just do it. Do that. Do that which brings joy to your life. Just try it for a while and monitor how long it takes for that old way thinking, the old way stuff starts to creep itself back in, right? We can all go on a diet. We're doing really great. But man, do we need to be vigilant because it wants to just creep back in. I'll just have one piece of pie. And then the next thing you know, it's like, well, we'll have pie with ice cream, and it's all lost. That being said, we do know what truly matters. The issue is we do know, but we don't choose it. One of our hardest lessons to choose is to choose what matters. In other words, putting first things first. Mary models this for us in this gospel. Her priority is to spend what we'd call today FaceTime. She had FaceTime with Jesus himself. She wasn't going to lose that. She would treasure that, and she would listen to every word that came off of his lips. She got it right. It's been said that there are 100 Marthas for every one Mary. Father Flor McCarthy was a gifted homilist, and he cites an American psychotherapist, writer Thomas Moore, who said, this is important, some people could spare themselves the expense and trouble of psychotherapy simply by giving themselves a few minutes each day for quiet reflection. This simple act will provide us with what is missing in our lives, a period of non-doing that is essential nourishment to the soul. A period of non-doing that is essential nourishment to the soul. My friends, we know our world holds the view that it's all about the work ethic and the accomplishment at the end of the day. You would think that we believe we can save ourselves by work alone. How many times have you been to a funeral and you hear those comments said, she was a really good man. She was a really good woman. Worked really hard. Salvation is not a reward, but a gift from God. We can't earn it through just deeds. Again, it's not a question of either or. We need good work and prayer at the same time. To me, the ideal situation would be to have an active life full of prayer, an active life full of prayer.